What's up, and welcome again to another Dad Coach 123, the beginning of 2025, where we all now jump on this bandwagon setting goals. To me, that's not a bad thing, as long as we're not jumping on the bandwagon because the year has changed. To become the best version of ourselves as men, as dads, we have to look at it as a full circle, 365 days in a year, continuous progress, which leads me on to saying, why it's important for us to be confident dads. In the 21st century, we can't afford to make our car act like we're confident, our clothes, our finance, our house, because that's just external confidence. Take that away, take all that away, even your physique. Some of us rely on our physiques to give us confidence, having a great body. Take all that away, you have to ask yourself the question now, who are you? Now, I don't know about you, but I really got engrossed with this journey, dad coach, mainly because I'm a dad and the things I went through being a young man, not growing up with a dad because he passed away. And then all the other things that came along with it. My mum, a great woman, still a great woman from this day, because I sit back and say, how the hell did you manage to bring 5 kids up? Because now that I have kids of my own, it's a challenge. But my mum did it. So when you look back then, it explains why she couldn't give me enough confidence, love, and support, because she had 5 people to cater for. And the unfortunate thing, I gravitated and got attention from other people who weren't giving me anything important in my life to bring me up as a man, to teach me life lessons. So I just went through a roller coaster and I suffered from confidence immensely. I was so obsessed about how to be confident. And if I were to say this as well, dads, even the mums, get your kids into sports. I know everyone's different, but sports was my salvation, because sports fitness, I don't care what anyone says, it's very similar to life. It's very similar to life, especially when it comes down to learning a skill. Learning a skill in fitness, you have to keep doing it over and over again, which means repetition. So the more you do it, the more you become competent at the skill, and you're confident to display the skill. You're confident in your ability. So I was fortunate growing up when I was lacking so much of confidence, seeking approval, going in for the wrong reference group, to give me that confidence, hanging out with wrong friends, just to have that confidence, seeking validation from most coaches that weren't even good, because they even had low self-esteem themselves. Really battered me, really battered me. And then looking back in hindsight now, I realized why I was the way I was. But saying that, I was also fortunate where I met a good coach. And I don't know if he understood psychology, because now that I'm studying child psychology and I'm reading a lot of books as well and implementing what I read, which is also another topic I'm going to talk about, reading something, but you need to implement it. But when I look back, going on to my coach, my boxing coach, the guy knew psychology in and out. Because when you look at coaches today who teach our young kids any physical sports, one, they're not a perfect example. They don't actually live it. They don't actually walk it, you know? And if they are living it and walking it, their focus so much is on the physical attributes, how to be fit, how to be skillful. But my coach, when I was lucky, he taught me the mental side of things. He taught me how everything I was learning was very similar to life. Hence the reason I got into what I got into. Hence the reason when I was a personal trainer, which I still coach people, when I was a personal trainer, I always got the best out of my clients, whether it be a male or female. Back in days when I was in the gym, I always got the best of them, because I used to implement what he taught me. And he taught me about self-liking, believing, and it just went on. And that's what I got really fascinated by psychology. I got even fascinated by child psychology now that I became a dad. But not going off the topic, he taught me so many things. And the first thing I remember him teaching me about boxing, because I was very angry losing my dad, not really understanding why my dad wasn't coming back, seeing other kids with their dads, my mum being very old fashioned as she was, didn't really sit down and talk about things, about see if I was okay, which is not her fault because she had five of us. So there was a lot of built-in anger. So what I used to do with my built-in anger, I used to fight a lot. I used to get in trouble in school, and I had a lot of friends at the time. This sounds such like a cliche story about when you discover boxing, but it's not. It's actually true. South London. I discovered a coach because all my friends was going who wanted to be in a clique, and one of my mates got into a boxing club. And I've always loved sports. I was always good at football. That was my first love. Then athletics. Then I always thought to myself, my mom said, go to the boxing club because you love fighting so much. So anyway, I went to the boxing club, and I'll never forget this guy. From this day, he's still in Brixton and he looks good. His name's Carlton. And he said to me, had a very husky voice, why you wanna box? Why you wanna box? And because I never had a dad, I always used to be very, what's the word? Submissive to an adult who was a man. I always look up to them, which also messed me up because there'll be wrong people I'll be looking up to because they were older than me and they had a figure like my dad used to have a figure of and an authority. I always used to be like, I need to listen to them because they know right. But fortunate for me, Carlton was right. And I was scared of him because he had that voice. Two, he was disciplined and he never messed about. And he goes, are you strong? And I said, yeah, of course I'm strong. Of course I'm strong. And he goes, yeah, okay. Saying, well, you think you can fight all those other guys? I said, yes. And he goes, you know what? Let me do his voice. Sound better. He goes, you know what? It's not about these guys. I said, why? It's boxing. He goes, no. The biggest opponent and the hardest opponent you're going to fight with is yourself. At that time, I was about 10, 11, 12, 13. Can't remember exact age I was. But that didn't comprehend to me. So I thought, what's this crazy old man talking about? I'll probably get it from this day now from youngsters. So I thought, what's this crazy guy talking about? But it's just like when I got older and when things started to go against me, that statement he made really resonated. It really resonated. Because when I was in the ring fighting or even in life getting angry, it wasn't the external source affecting me, it was myself. And that's what he said. An angry fighter never wins. So basically, if you're negative, if you're angry, you never win. And when I went into the ring, I used to be so angry, trying to hit the opponent, trying to get him, but it never worked out. And that was a crucial lesson that he taught me. That was the first lesson. But he taught me so many other lessons. But that's why, let me go back onto the point I was making. If you get your kids into sports, really examine what the coach is about, if he's teaching life skills. Because in the 21st century today, if we have kids as parents, we need our kids to be confident because this world is going to swipe them. We need their self-esteem to be on point, authentic confidence. So which leads me to why it's important for us as dads to be confident. You know, I heard things in the past, people saying, well, I'm not a very confident person, but my kids don't see that. What? Kids see everything. They see everything. So it's so important for us to really, really learn and master what confidence is because that's a massive investment we're giving back to them. So whatever low self-esteem, low confidence that's affecting you, we have to find a way how to work on it. And the first step as dads, man, when you go through all these trials and tribulation, is watch what you say about yourself. Is watching what you're saying about yourself. Because if you're criticizing yourself, your kids are going to pick that up. As minor as it is, they're going to pick that up. How are you in social gatherings? Do you hide away because you claim you look awkward? I've seen parents in sports day where they actually say words like, oh, I'm too overweight. Most of the time it's the mothers. Or you get the dad saying, oh, I'm not in shape anymore. So what do? They don't do the event. They are showing an example of if you feel uncomfortable about something, don't do it. Run away. let fear gets the best of you. So as dads, our confidence has to be on point. So how do we improve our confidence? Basically simple. Well, it's not simple because it's a skill. You have to look at it as repetition. Doing things that's going to make you feel good, talking about yourself, not criticizing yourself. Okay, even if you and your mother of your child is not good, it's not a good relationship, I should say. Have the confidence to conduct yourself in a certain way. Have the confidence to express your anger in a certain way, because that also shows confidence that you can control your emotion. And that's one thing I had to work on. I was a very angry dad as well, going through my situations, but they're learning, they're seeing. So when you are improving your confidence, you have to really sit down and be honest with yourself and say, what do I lack confidence in? And a lot of us are not really honest with ourselves about our confidence. We conceal it, we pretend, we cover it up, and we go through life. We just go through life acting like we are confident. But guess what? Our kids see it. So to be a confident person, we need to be working on our confidence like a fitness, a repetition. So if you're one of these person that criticize themselves all the time, or you're scared of doing new things like I was, you always set yourself a goal and say, right, for the next 7 days, I'm not going to talk any critical things about myself. I'm going to praise myself. Now, this won't be an easy task, because guess what? Confidence is ongoing. You can't just get to a destination and say, look, I'm confident. I still suffer from confidence. I still suffer from low self-esteem. Just like my fitness, I still suffer from fitness. There's certain discipline I won't be fit in. That's why you can never stop. So as men, as dads, it's important to put all the materialistic things aside that gives you the fake confidence, and be that model of what confidence is. Because guess what? When you understand the principles of confidence and how you can go about it, what did that make you? Makes you a good teacher for the young ones, for your kids. So when your kid do face a trial and tribulation, whether it be about their race, their clothes, their hair, you have learned the art of confidence. And the art of confidence is just not talking bad about yourself, keeping a promise to yourself. So if you say you're gonna wake up at 6 o'clock and train, you train. If you're gonna say to your son that I'm gonna be there, you're gonna be there, because you're showing him consistency is also confident. If you're gonna make a promise to yourself, so you know what, I'm at a certain age now, I can't be binge drinking if I want to enjoy the milestone of my kids. So therefore, I ain't gonna be binge drinking because my cells don't renew quickly like they used to. And that's a form of confidence. You made a promise to yourself. So watching what you say about yourself, keeping a promise to yourself, and if you have a temper, control it. Control it. So there's many books out there about confidence building in the 21st century. But one thing, the reason why it does not work, because we read all these books and look at all these YouTubes, but we don't implement it. Implement it like you would implement it going to work. You will hit that target because you want that bonus. You will pay for that holiday because you want to enjoy it. You need to implement anything that you're learning for it to be part of you. And as I said, this is a journey I'm still on. So this is not just me sitting down and say, listen, what, man, I know it all. So as men, we want to be confident, not just for ourselves, for our kids, sidestepping scarcity, doing the things that's not going to kill us. And these guys that are looking up to us one day will grow to that person that we want to be. So make it an obsession, right? Now, if you find this very useful, very informative, please leave a comment, and then we can just keep going on that journey together, because guess what? I'm going to be learning from you as well. Okay, so in my mortal words, as always, stay healthy, stay active, stay blessed.